Okay, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about Illuvidex V2. Now, why do you want to know about this? It's because it's going to keep getting built out, and it is going to be the hub for everything Illuvium in terms of trading, marketplaces, and all the rest of it. So looking at the upgrades and what they might mean for the future and what they might mean for you right now as well, it's going to be really, really crucial. So you can check out the Medium article right here. I'm not going to go over it. It doesn't look like there's too much, but I feel like a lot of this is really bootstrapping the back end and building the proper foundations for when everything else gets stacked on top, including things like Illuvitars, the Illuvials, when you can buy and sell them, future games, and so on. So it is a really, really good improvement, and it is exactly what we need when we're moving down the road. So keep that in mind for everything we're going to talk about. But there's some really cool stuff. So the first thing I want to discuss is the Illuvidex itself. Here's the landing page. Absolutely crazy. I can't wait till all three of these buttons are clickable. This website is actually going to be really, really useful for everything Illuvium. You've also got a few little tutorial and bits and pieces about Illuvium itself. So it's all really, really good. I'm not going to take too long on this video. I think you guys want a really brief explanation of what's happening in the Illuvidex. But there's 2 or 3 really key features we are going to touch on, and I'm going to get to my favorite one last. So stay tuned to that. Analytics are all me. Trust me, they look really, really good. You're going to want to see them, especially if you like that thumbnail. So don't worry, it's going to be great. So first we'll check out the land. So I'm just going to go through this. You can go through here. It's got a little explainer video and all the rest of it. We'll go to explore plots. And here's where it starts to get really interesting. Firstly, you've got all the different floors, right, for the different plots, which is really, really sick. You can see T4 at about 10.5, T3 at about 10.92, a bit higher than I thought it was. T2 sitting around the 1 ETH mark. I don't think it's really going to fall below that. Obviously not financial advice. Please like and subscribe down below. And T1's about 0.4, which is really interesting. And as we established in a previous video, it looks like these mostly correlate to USD rather than Ethereum. So this could drop lower if Ethereum goes higher and so on. So that's really good to keep in mind. Also 4.41% listed. I don't know if this includes Illuvidex and IMX and Token Trove and so on, because I double checked earlier today, and on the IMX marketplace, these plots aren't actually listed on the Illuvidex, right? The Illuvidex seems to have separate plots listed. That being said, 4.41 seems like it encapsulates the entire thing, and I know this is probably pulling data from the IMX, from Immutable Scanner. So I would bet that 4.41% is overall for the entire collection. So that's really interesting to know. 6,400 owners on 20k plots. That's actually pretty solid. 1 to 3 or so. Very close to 1 to 3, I think. And 20,000 items, obviously. So that's really cool. You've also got the filters down here, which are pretty wild. So we're going to zoom into Crimson Wastes so we can just show that off a bit. And you've got Owned by Me. So if I click Owned by Me, it's actually going to show all my plots down the bottom here. These are the 4 that I own. If we click Buy Now, it's going to show all the Buy Now plots. This doesn't seem to update on the land page itself. I don't know if this is going to happen in the future, but it just doesn't seem to yet. I think a Token Trove, you can get it to show that, but we're not going to go over that today. So if I unclick Owned by Me, obviously I don't have any of my plots listed, but now you can start getting really interesting. You can list by tier 1s, and you can see all the tier 1s in the region. You can also go up to the top here in the search bar, and you can type in people's wallet addresses, which is also really crazy. That is a new upgrade. You can't type in Ethereum domain addresses, so I'm just going to click on here and copy this link. So if I typed in my wallet address, and then I unclick Buy Now, it will appear with the one wallet with the one token that I own, which is really, really cool. Also, the UI and everything for it works really great. You've got the filters listed here. You can click on and off them as you please. Load's a little bit slow for me, as an honest opinion. But I mean, they just released it, so I'm not too shocked. It'll probably be fine for the most part. And I've probably got other crap happening in my house anyways. All right, so T1, you can look at regions and things as well. This one I think is really cool. You can actually look at different landmarks. So obviously T1s don't have different landmarks. So this is where it starts to get a bit slow. Maybe it's just the landmarks that are slow. This is the problem I had before. Yeah, so I get rid of the T1s. Now I can see all the dimensional anchors on the map, which is wild. And you can actually start doing some really crazy stuff. Again, it's lagging out a little bit, don't know why. But you can see right here, you can do some really interesting stuff where you can find 2 plots right next to each other that both have a dimensional anchor and try and build that mega city. So I think this has some really, really cool connotations for what the future holds. And they don't, obviously, any land plot can only have one landmark, but you can search like halogenic geode, and will show you all the dimensional actors and halogenic geodes. So if you're zooming in here to try and find a plot, right, that makes sense because you want these two sorts of landmarks working in the same mega city, you can search for that really easily. So all really awesome features. The second feature we're going to look at today is I'm going to go into my assets. There's no analytics in here yet. I'm excited for when they do that sort of stuff. I'm sure they will do something, but we'll see how that goes. If not, then someone will. But we're going to go and we're going to look at this plot here down in Crystal Shores. And you've got your copy link. Really simple. Copy the link. Very awesome. It also has my wallet addresses and everything, and my my ENS on that, which is pretty cool. And you've got the little transfer button. Now, even IMX Marketplace doesn't have a transfer button yet. So it's really good that you can do that on the Illuvidex. It's going to alleviate a lot of concerns. And until renting and stuff gets up, it's going to be really good because then I'll be able to transfer plots between my hot wallet, my regular wallet, and things like that. So it's going to be really, really helpful. Also, I don't think it'll cost you any gas. Obviously, I can't put in, that's not an address. If I put in the address of my hot wallet, there, and I hit continue and confirm, then I just have to sign using my wallet, and I don't think it's going to cost me any gas or anything. So it's just that simple. You could just do that to transfer. Obviously my ledger isn't hooked up, so I can't do that right now, but you can just transfer like that, which is a really needed feature, and I'm very glad it's here. Now, the last thing we're going to check out, if we go back to land, is the analytics. This is where I have a lot of fun, right? The first thing to note is you got last 7 days, last 30, 90 in all. There are some outliers in the last 90 in all, so I'm going to stick with 30 days for now. And you can see all the land plots, right? Let's full screen this. You can see the heat maps for the land plots, right? So the color of the plots themselves, I don't know if this is going to change. Maybe some plots will be red also if they're like really hot. But it's got heat maps for the regions as well. So if we unzoom this for a second, it's got a little indicator here. So purple and red or so, it's really, really high volume areas. So at the moment, I keep forgetting what that region is. I think that's Brightland Steps. Let's double check. Somehow I've forgotten in the heat of the moment. I'm pretty sure this is Brightland Steps. This is Brightland Steps, and then that's probably... No, I'm not going to say it. I have no idea. That's Halcyon Sea. No, maybe that's Brightland and that's Abyssal and that's Halcyon Sea. Something like that. Anyways, you get the point. You can see where it's really hot, where there's a lot of volume. So if you're searching to buy something to quickly flip, high volume is usually where you want to go there. And I proved that in my previous video with Brightland Steps being probably like the highest volume area at the moment and in recent times. So that's really cool. You go to 7 days, you see it actually changes a little bit. Some of these, that zone in the middle, which is Crimson, I believe, is a lot hotter than it's been in the past 30 days, only in the last 7. So we can actually look at the chart here, which is really cool. And you can see we can actually filter out the tiers, but we can also filter out Crimson Waste. And you can see that it's had a big spike recently the last 7 days. We go to the last 30. It's increasing in volume over the last 30 days. So if you're looking for something that might go increase in price for a little bit, then maybe this region is the one you want to go to. So for those of you that are really into the investing, flipping, NFT side of things, the new Illuvidex is really, really cool, and you're going to have a lot of fun with it. So definitely go read the MediaMarkt. Go into there, check out the Illuvidex. It's really cool to have a look at. Have a good day, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it.